You are not alone if you don't know what you should be feeling, thinking, doing when visiting heritage sites, museum, or monuments. Many of us are like that. We don't know what we're supposed to feel, what we're supposed to think. We feel we're thinking how we're supposed to be feeling. What are we supposed to do? If you're that kind of person, you are not alone. I was once like that. I remember years ago when a friend of mine told me that let's go to the museum. I was thinking, museum for what? Why should I be going to the museum? To do what? To learn what? To see what? I was just thinking about it. Why should I? He said, no, let's go. Maybe you might like it. There are things that you might learn also. I was thinking, it's not my thing. That's not my thing. I'm not used to it. No, at the end, we decided to go. When we got there, I saw so many things. I heard a lot of history, stories, so many things. And it was just something that was just so fascinating. And I was thinking, what? Oh, this is what I have been missing. And this is just so lovely. And that is just how I got my calling. I'll call it a calling because that is one of the reasons why I do the things that I do. One of those reasons. There are things that makes you do the things you do, and was one of the reasons why I now decided to promote tourism, be into art and culture, and promote it. Because when I visited a museum, I think I was touched. There were so many things I didn't know about, and now I was saying it and I could hear stories. And one thing you should learn, what I'm really going to talk about today is, how are you supposed to feel? What should you be feeling? What should you do? Because that is what we don't know how to do. When we think about museum, heritage site, lots of places that we're supposed to go to visit, we don't know what the reason why we should be doing it. We don't even know what to feel. We just think it's just like, for example, you're in the middle of Ring Road and you are there and you have different monuments all over and you don't even know what you're saying. It's just normal for you because you've heard those history, those stories. So it's like you're familiar with it. It's like it's your home. But at the end of the day, you're not appreciating it because you don't really know how to digest it. I'm going to tell you how to digest it today. What you should do is that you appreciate. Appreciation is just the key. You have to appreciate it. When you look around you, you're going to visit a place or there's one history that you've been told and you've been said, okay, let me visit that place and see. Or let me go to the museum. For example, let me use National Museum as an example. If you go to that place, for example, and yes, you get inside and you see those things, ancient things, things that were made and all that. And the first thing that should come to your mind, oh my God, my ancestors did this. This is what we did. Is this our creation? When you start thinking all that and you put yourself back to that position, back again when you hear the stories, all those stories, the history and all, try to think about it. Try to just fantasize about it, think about it, imagination, imagine it, imagine those people, those years, that time, that era. Just take it in when you hear the story to kind of think, what kind of life did they live? How was it like then? What happened? And the more you start to get yourself into it, the more you start to appreciate it. The more you also start to appreciate yourself, thinking you have been privileged to be part of this history, to be part of it. Because if you are from that place, you're already part of the history. You're already part of the generation that is going through that road, that place, yes, you're part of it. And that you should appreciate. And when you see those things and start to think inside you, how did they do it? That question, how did they do it? How was their life? And those are the kind of questions you should be asking when you hear stories behind it. And when you hear those history, those stories are being told, you should try to fantasize on it. Try to think about it. How was their life? How was then? There's so many things I think about myself many years ago. How did it go? Imagine as a woman, maybe then there was nothing like pad, it was different. How were they able to do it? What do they think? How did they put that together at that time? There are so many things you can imagine and think about, and you know that, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, and you start to see yourself as being part of that those line that is going, the people and everything, you start to say yourself that, okay, these were my own people, these were my own ancestors, these were my own, it's like I'm in a new era, and these were those that came before me. And with that, you start appreciating that place. You start appreciating what you see, and you think is wonderful. It's just like picking something. If I had to pick this, for example, and I start to think about it, the more I start to think about it, and I know that it's so beautiful, and I wonder, how did they do it? How come? What did they put together? Imagine that they didn't have any technology there to put this whole thing together. That means that everything was done with imagination of, oh, this is imagination, oh, the hair should be everything, the beauty, everything. And they were able to put all these things together. And the more you start to think about it, how did they do it? The creativity that they had then, everything, the love, the passion. Because when you see this bronze work and all, it's passion. They put if you don't put passion, love, and all into it, you cannot get something as beautiful as this. So that means that so much was put into it. And that is the things that we should be thinking about. Because when you start to think about that, that is when you appreciate everything. You appreciate all the things that are there. So appreciation is the key to everything. So in case you're going to the museum next time, or you're thinking of going, or you see a monument, or you visiting one heritage site or things like that, or you want to even join us in when we start our Benin City tour to visit places, the first thing you should think about is the people, the past, their life. How was it like? What did they do? How were they like? You have to start to imagine those things when you start hearing the story, the history and everything. And before you know it, you're promoting, you're preserving, the awareness is there. You're promoting awareness also that other people should see and be part of it. And also that will lead to how preservation, because we need to preserve, we need to protect, we need to promote. So that is it. So appreciate things, appreciate your heritage, appreciate your culture, appreciate everything around your surroundings. And when you start appreciating it, thinking that you're privileged to be there, you're privileged to be part of history, then you will see that it becomes totally different for you. Just like me, I got my calling, and I think that you might find something that you never knew about yourself. You might face something that you never even knew was there. There are people that might not like anything related to monuments, heritage site. It's not something they think about. But when you visit places, when you hear stories, I bet you, at the end of the day, you either fall in love with the story, the people, or there's so many things you can do or you can fall in love with. So it's just like that. So next time, in case you're visiting us at number 39 Sokomba Road, or you go into museum, or you go visiting one heritage site, or you see a monument on the way and just stand, you can take a picture of it. Just imagine how beautiful. So these people were just part of this whole place. Just think about the where you step your leg, every part of Benin Kingdom, every part that you go to. Just imagine this is an ancient street. The moment you think about this is ancient, and you start to think about, oh my God, I should be preserving it, I should be protecting it, I should be promoting it. And that is where it all comes, and it becomes beautiful. And then you don't want anything that can come between you and what you see, or the things that you appreciate. The preservation, the monuments, you not feel the need to do something to protect it, because that is your identity. Yes, it is. It's your identity. So I found my calling by visiting a museum, and you might find yours if we take you around Benin City or Edo State. So feel free to share our video. Thank you for watching. Thanks to our followers. They have really been doing a lot of job. So they comment a lot. We've been getting a lot of support, and I thank everyone for that support. So in case you're in Benin, please do visit our office, because our souvenirs that we sell, it's just souvenirs that we do locally. It might not be as beautiful as you want, but you are promoting it, you are promoting what we do, and you promoting the state, the Edo State, and you being part of something. Because whatever we to go around, I always tell people, when you're showing something, going to different locations to interview, to show people places, you can go to communities many times. They might say no to you, they might say yes to you, might keep calling, but when you finally get the opportunity or the acceptance to come, it's resources. You're going to spend money. It's never free. People that are into all this, they know there are a lot of resources that are into it that you use. But if you visit us and be part of us, to patronize us, then we have something to also support what we do. And that is one of the reasons why you should try to visit our office. You can buy anything. We have key orders, things as 400 small. So because that is where we get the support, the resources that we use in going around to be able to promote what we promote. It's never easy, and we hope in the future we can bring more. We're working on a lot of things, and we're thinking with time we'll bring you more and more, especially when we start this Benin City tour. In case you want to go around Benin City and you're still thinking about it, soon we are starting it after the rainy season. We just want the rain to be over because of the bad road, you all know you know it all, but we don't have to wait for things to blame things, or to blame people, or to blame places and say it's because of that. That is why tourism is not going in Edo State. No, after the rainy season, I almost said after the summer, after the rainy season, then we are going to Benin City tour will come up. And if you want to be part of it, visit or be a part of going around to see places, you just give us a call, book something, talk about it. If you want to support our program, support us through different ways, please be open to do it, because we are really struggling and we need help. Even if it's by just sharing our video, help by sharing our video, that is even enough for us. Thank you very much, and my name remains Elizabeth Eratimamo Hanisdal. Bye for now.